We have, well, good. You had your face covered up there. I'm glad. This is Chris Hinkle. He was back in the telephone business when they had crank phones, and he's been there forever. And so I know he's excited to hear about all the new technology and artificial intelligence and what's going on in that area. So I know that you have a favorite place to go. And what would you recommend that people go to in the middle of summer? What do you think about going to Phoenix? Is that a good place to go?
Phoenix is beautiful down there this time of year. It's hot, but it's dry. You can probably, make it real well. It's very, very pretty scenery. You'll like the cactus.
Like the what?
Cactus.
Cactus. Oh yeah. Well, that's good. I'm glad.
And
Maybe cacti.
cacti.
All right.
And again, the sunsets,
Okay.
and just in the dry air conditioning, I like that.
All right. Okay. Well, it's good. I was kind of worried about the heat. So, all right, Ralph. I know you have been an engineer since dirt roads, and there are a lot of dirt roads that still remain whenever you were a highway engineer. And I know that you have favorite places to visit, and I know there are some outside of Harrison, some places that you have actually gone to. But what are your thoughts on suggestions on places to go in the middle of July to take your family out and have a good time? Ralph, what do you think about that?
Well, a person in July needs to stay home where they can stay in air conditioning. They don't need to be out burning up, precious assets of this planet.
Now, I have a good picture of you on the beach, running on the beach one time. I don't know, you wouldn't do something like that, or go to the mountains, or anything like that, or
No.
So you
stay home. It took me a while to get my senses, but now I just stay home.
all right? Well, we always have to have one distractor on something like this. I don't want everybody to agree, and I know that my daughter and wife would probably enjoy what your comments are. But one thing I can do is I can edit out about anything said here. All right, Bill, you've been in the appliance business, and you've been in a lot of things over your life, and you've got a good family, and you were back in the days when they took these big ice cubes out the houses and they put them out there. You had all kinds of experience in the appliance business, but where would you like to go in the middle of July? What would you suggest? And any thoughts about Phoenix on this trip?
Well, I don't know much about Phoenix because I have never been there, but I've heard it's a really pretty place. But we always went to someplace in Colorado in July, and usually around Silverton, and rode the old train there. When Betty was alive, we had a motorhome.
Well,
So that was what probably our favorite. And the next favorite thing for us probably maybe like in February to go to Daytona 500 in Florida.
Yeah, car racing.
So, we kind of went with the seasons, to try to get to Florida in the wintertime when it was winter here, and Colorado, and when it really felt good to be there because it was so hot here.
Now, you're big in the car business too. What do you think about, electronic vehicles or self-driving vehicles? Or what's your opinion on all that?
It probably wouldn't be good, in my opinion.
Okay.
Of electric or self-driving. Of course, I was probably always into a little bit of hot rodding and things like that, and noise out of the mufflers. And
You like that noise, don't you?
Yeah, electric cars didn't interest me much.
All right. Well, that's good. Now, we got a guy here that was right before all the Amazon stuff came on. He was able to get product all around the country, and he knows that business and distribution as well as anybody I know. And I know he's kind of our token Yankee, but he also he's got a daughter in New Orleans, and he kind of knows that situation down there too. So I bet you've got a lot of good ideas on where you would go at this time of year to on vacation, say mid-July.
There's nothing wrong with Phoenix because, as Chris said, it's going to be hot, but it's also very dry. I have actually played golf in Phoenix, 107 degrees. The only thing I will warn you about is if the tornado siren goes off and it's blue sky, pay heed to that, because it's not tornadoes in Phoenix, it's dust storms. So if you see a big black cloud in the distance, get yourself inside.
All right.
Other than that, you'll be fine.
All right, thanks. Now I want to talk to our banker friend here. He was back in the days when they actually did stuff by hand, and so he understands how bank is done, and he actually he knows of Barry Molder when he was here in Harrison as a coach, and also as I guess Barry started his career as a banker. So I bet he has some thoughts on what's been changes, and also maybe some of the days when Barry was there to what's happening now, and how banking is done. But and he's married to a judge, so we kind of think he's pretty on the level, even though he has some Newton County background in Newton County, Arkansas, and we kind of deal with that at times. So Ron, what do you have to think about this?
I'd say congratulations to Bryce on his career in the PGA. That was very nice. We remember that he came from or was here in Harrison. That's always good to. And for Barry, for his career in the mortgage loan business and all that. And to Christy and to Sandy, I'd say, keep her under control. I know that'd be hard to do, in Phoenix especially. And find the air conditioning place out there and stay put.
Well, I'm glad that I've got the ability to edit this, but I appreciate everybody helping me on this.
Okay, I'm heading to Little Rock now. I'm going to see Peyton Manning at the Little Rock Touchdown Club. Reason for the orange. Razorback fans can't wear orange after Labor Day unless they're going to see Peyton Manning. Of course, he's at the Little Rock Touchdown Club. It's nice that, the Tennessee fans and Texas fans, they can wear orange to their football games. Then they can wear it to hunting, and I'm not a hunter. And then when they go to prison, they can wear it.
He's in the jailhouse now. 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 I told him once or twice, but playing cards and shooting dice. He's in the jailhouse now.
Okay, I'm here reviewing part 2. I hope you enjoyed part 1. Mainly it was for introductions and to talk about the trip. So I'm going to start part 2 by explaining one thing. The trip never was intended to go to Phoenix. In fact, I had scheduled in February and March, and the plans were made and tickets were paid, and it was for 3 people to board Allegiant up in Springfield, Missouri, and fly nonstop, and this is going to be round trip out to LAX, and again, that was myself, my daughter, and my wife, Sandy, and the plans were to fly into LAX, spend a little time in Los Angeles. Of course, Universal Studios was on the list, as well as possibly Disneyland, but we were primarily going to Universal Studios and do things out in the Hollywood area, and possibly down to Anaheim, but that wasn't necessarily the case. So that was part of the trip. The other part of the trip was I had booked really nice tickets on Amtrak going from LA up to San Francisco, and this is on the train going on the coast, obviously up the scenic coast there between LA and San Francisco, and then getting up to San Francisco and spending some time around there in the bay, and just seeing some things and enjoying the opportunities up right there as far as what we could see and do. And coming back, we probably could either come back on that train. I had tickets booked there, but we might have taken a different route just to see something else different, either flying back or making another trip. We could have, ventured over to Sacramento. I spent a lot of time in Sacramento when I merged into a company over there, Cable Data, US CS Computer Services. So very familiar with that territory, Napa Valley, and over in there. So that was all possibilities. But the idea there that the plans were to go to Phoenix were not really in the plans. It just came as Plan B when the chemo and you know, the after effects there of Sandy were a little worse than what we thought they would be, and just taking longer to recover. And we said, we're not going to make that trip, but we'll look at just flying out of here and going over to you know, Dallas and then over to Phoenix. And when we did that, I thought, well, you know, I think we can change really what I was thinking about doing. Initially, I was trying to build confidence in Christy, get her out and do some things and build her self-image. I know that our age is just starting to show, and we've gotten situations now that, with health reasons, that she probably needs to do a few more things on her own and be comfortable with it. So we wanted to give her some exposure to traveling and then also doing some things. But we, you know, we had some things in mind there when going to Phoenix by having one of my best friends, Sid Shreve, out there, and I knew that at that time his daughter and grandkids were traveling, so he was pretty free for him and Sharon to work with us and do some things, and I had alerted him to what I was attempting to do, so it wasn't necessarily a surprise, but it was great that he could put some time into it. So I wanted to make you aware of you know, what was going on there and why we did it the way we did it. From there, you're going to see a thing there that I'm used. You know, when we start talking about the Grinch stealing Christmas. So if you're not digitally inclined and you do want to do something different here, you can read that book and you'll get a lot of the ideas. But really, the Grinch not only steals Christmas, but he sometimes steals your health, and he also keeps you from traveling or going to see friends or just doing anything. So along with my friends at Rocksteady Boxing, we've done some things there, and I decided, well, let's expand it out to talk about differences in people and accepting differences, and also the fact that some people with disabilities are not treated maybe the way they should be. So I wanted that to be part of this story. So that's why you see the way it develops in their part 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, please calm down. Please listen to me. I want to tell you what's going on with the ship. Thank you. We've been thrown off course just a tad.
What exactly is a tad?
In space terms, that's about 500,000 miles. The bumps you feel are asteroids smashing into the hull of this ship. Also, we're flying without a navigational system and can't seem to change course.
Miss, are you telling us absolutely everything?
Not exactly. We're also out of coffee.